Now, let me try to explain the program. Import line is known to you, right? Have you used java.util.star before?
Sir, no, sir, but
No,
we have
sir.
No.
studied what it is. It's a package or library.
Correct. No. Have you used this util before? No. No.
No, sir, we haven't
No,
used
sir.
Okay.
the package.
Now you remember, in now onwards, in this Java, we will write the first line as import java.util dot either star or a scanner, SCANNER, scanner. Like this also I can write, but why should I write so much? I will put star. I'll explain when I'm going to use it. But this is the first line in all our Java program. Okay. Then public class student. Public class student. Class name can be anything. I have written student class because I wanted to explain the concept of a class, object, all this. No, you can understand without a proper example. For that reason, I had taken public class, some class name. I can give any name over here, but I had named it as student class. Okay, so it can be anything. That is why I highlighted and showing you. Other things are compulsory. You write as it. See, after opening the bracket, immediately I have written a variables. We never did it like this before. Am I right? Have you done it
Yes,
before?
sir. Sir, we should. No, sir. We should write public static void main in bracket all the
Yes,
variables.
always you wrote public static void main. But see, I have not written public static void main. I'm writing string name. Means name. I want to store the information of the student. By now you better realize that is storing the name of the student and taking his three subject marks, calculating the total and average marks. I think this much you can able to make out from this, right? Because you have went to the program. See,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I didn't declare a
So
variable
this is,
inside a main. Immediately after opening the bracket, I declare the variable. Name is a variable to store the name of a student. Since name contain alphabets, I declared as a string type. Whereas phys, chem, bio, physics, chemistry, biology marks I want to store. We know marks are given in integer format or a natural number format. So I had declared them as int. When three subject marks are integers, obviously total also will be an integer. Am I right, Krishendu?
yes, sir,
That is
because they're all
the reason
don't have decimal point.
we declared even this TOT as an integer. And see, my variable name is for my convenience. I can write full physics, chemistry, biology. I can write. But why should I waste my time in typing so much? I just put PHY. I should be able to recognize what it is. I am not writing A comma B comma C here. I'm writing PHY. Oh, physics. CHE can bio. I can make it. So I try to keep a variable in such a way that anybody should be able to understand. My program should be readable for others. They should be able to understand my program. That is my main intention. So I declare a variable with a proper naming. Easy for me as well as for the others to read and understand. Sometimes I may just write int p comma c comma b comma t. T for physics, C for chemistry, B for biology, T for total. A for average. Yes, I would have gone next step. Now I declare like this. Means observe, I declared a variable in the class, not inside any function. Hope you are getting my concept over here.
Yes, sir. By doing this, you increase the scope of the variable.
Very nice. Good. Good. Then the double AVG. AVG is the average. Stands for average. Yes, we know when we get a total mark, when we divide to get an average, though they are integers, average will be a decimal, can be a decimal. So I
Yes.
declare the double type. So I must think of the variable name, type of them before start writing a program. And I declared all of them in the class. not inside the function. Over. So these are the class variables or not the instance variable. I'll teach you what it is a bit later. Now, as you said, you used to write everything in the main function. No, I'm not doing it like that now. See, I have a function, namely accept. See, my function name is accept. How do I say the function? I put a bracket here. So this bracket indicates is a function. You write main, no? Public static void main. After main, you put a bracket, right? So
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
the function. Similarly, here I am putting a bracket to specify that it is a function. It is a function. So it is void accept. Void means this function, accept function, will not return anything. I'll teach you what is returning under later. As of now, write void and give a function name. Nothing inside the bracket. Flower bracket of this function is open. Now, I have written one line now. It is a common line now onwards. Scanner SC is equal to new scanner system.in. See, scanner. This is the object name we say. It can be anything. This SC can be anything like our variable names here. Like this variable names, it can be anything. I use SC for scanner. Sometimes I use IN for
Excuse me, sir.
uh,
Sir, can you like not create the scanner in the class and not do it inside the method or function?
I can create an object scanner either in the class directly or inside the function even. Anywhere, wherever is convenient for me, I can declare.
So it's correct if we create if we do type this with string or with any of these. We can type there also.
Where?
Sir, above string or in between int and double over there also you can type
Yes,
scanner sc equals new scanner, right?
yes, correct. We can type it over there. But I had typed inside this. I'll tell you why later. But this is the line you must mug up as such. Here, we must make a note. Java is a case-sensitive language. So, scanner, S is capital letter. System, the S is capital letter. Please remember, these two are capital letter as well as string. This S is capital letter. See, some of the S are capital letters. Even system, this S is capital letter. All others are small letter because Java is a case-sensitive language. In place of small, if you write capital to small, it will say consider the wrong. So be careful while typing even here. This is the line you have to mug up now. Then system.out.println. Actually, what is my job here? I want
Excuse me, sir.
the name. Wait, I'll finish. I want
Yes, sir.
the name and three subject marks. I want to accept name and three subject marks. For that, I have written an accept function. Name itself indicates what I am doing in this function. So I have still I'm giving him proper message for the user. Enter the name of the student. The message is I'm displaying it when the program executes. When this appears on the monitor, automatically user will be tempted to enter the name of a child. Right? When a message comes, if I ask what is your name, you'll be tempted to say your name. Same thing. Enter the name of the student. When it appears, obviously you feel like yes, I should enter the name of a child. This is a message actually. Who actually accepts it? Accepting is done over here. This line actually is responsible for accepting a name of a child. The variable name, whatever I declared here, you see, I'm using it here. That variable name, I'm using it here. Then sc dot next line. Sc dot next line. And with this object name, sc object dot next line, I'm accepting it. Is it okay?
Sir, over here, dot next line is the method or function you have inherited from that class, right?
Very nice. In this class, already they have written this function and we are making use of it here. We don't know what they are written, how they are written, what it does inside, I'm not knowing. But I know that when I call with this, that's the reason I create an object for this class, so that I can use this, I can call this function. I'll teach you better now, second down. Good, you know so much, I'm happy. So sc dot next line. This is a function, see, but I'm not writing a function. Accept the function I'm writing now. Whereas next line function is written by someone. I'm calling it now, that's all. When someone writes, I'm calling it, that's all. I don't know how it's working, but I know this next line function can accept the strings and store it in this variable. What are the variables in the back of it? It can store it in
Name.
the variable. So you can whatever you type, everything will be stored in this variable. That is the job of this next line. To call next line function, you need to have an object of that class. Object will belong to scanner object. So scanner sc dot next line. Then system dot out dot println. Enter physics, chemistry, and biology marks of the student. The message is displayed over here. So you will be tempted to enter the marks. First mark is physics, then chemistry, then bio. So PHY is equal to SC dot next INT. SC dot next INT. I am reading it is not next line now. Next INT. To read an integer value, you must write as next INT. The same object. That is, without this object, we can't do it. That is the reason we have created an object for this class. First mark what you enter goes to physics. Next mark what you enter goes to chemistry. Next what you enter it goes to bio. They will go to these variables respectively.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
In the scanner class, like which method should we call for a character or for double?
When it comes to you, I'll tell you. Okay. Now just let us try to follow whatever is given over here. Huh?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, so the function of scanner is that's it that
Yes. The function of scanner is
it has to just accept values.
for accepting the best they have.
Just accept values.
For accepting, we can there are so many functions in it, and with that object I can call it. As he is asking, I'll explain that one later. My intention of this part is not for that. My intention is to show you how a class means what, object means what is the difference between them. To understand the concept better, I'm explaining this program. Because otherwise I can't understand what the class object. Now, here we have done a program or a function to accept so many things. Similarly now, void calculate. Void calculate. Here, calculate what I have to calculate. I have to calculate total marks and average marks. So TOT is equal to PHY plus CHG plus DIO. PHY plus CHG plus DIO. You can add these 3 marks and store it in TOT. Right? If I know this concept, if this line is known to you, then average. See, TOT I get the total marks divided by 3.0. Divided by 3.0. Because this is integer value. TOT is integer value. If I just divide by 3, it is not the integer by integer division. Though you are supposed to get decimal, you will not get decimal. You will get only the integer value. Means assume total is 16. When you divide by 3, you must get 5 point something. But if I just say total by 3, it is only 5, not 5 point something. For that reason, I am making this as decimal double type. 3.0 is the double type. Integer by double. Output comes in double format.
Excuse me, sir.
Uh,
So can you repeat that point when you divide it by 3 because some
yes,
lag was there?
yes. See, integer by integer division, if I do it, then even answer will come as integer only, not as a decimal value. So only I said 16 by 3 if it comes. 16 by 3 should be 5 point something, right? 5.33. But you will not get 5.33. You will get only 5 as the answer because integer by integer division, you get only the integer value.
Okay, sir.
But I want a decimal value. One among them, at least one among them should be a double type or a decimal type. I can't make COT as decimal because the integer variable already I declared. I
But sir, doesn't it get automatically typecasted to
will not be.
double?
It will not be. Now it will be converted because it is 3.0 is there now here. As a result, what happens? Integer by double, answer comes in double format and you get an accurate value in AVG variable.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So now we have one function, namely accept, for just accepting it. See my function now. I'm not mixing up everything in one program. I am having a program in that I have a function, specialized function, namely accept, just to accept. Its job is only to accept. Calculate job is just to calculate total and average if already marks are accepted. Then finally I have one more function, namely a display. Display system.out.println. I have to display everything. Name of the student is this. Name is a variable. It's declared by us. Whatever I entered, I am displaying it. See, double code, some message is given. Means whatever comes in double code will be displayed as such, right? Whatever the double code is displayed as such. Then variable name is name. So I have to join them. That's the reason I use the plus sign over here. Any difficulty in this printing statement? No. Okay. Similarly, physics mark. I want to display message. Physics mark. So message should come in double quote. This is a variable. We have to join them a plus. Right? Like that can be by your total average. So this function is only to display the value. This function job is only to display the value. Now, okay, I will cancel these lines. Assume this is, I'm not using it now. I'm not going to use this line now. This part, I'm just ignoring it. Okay, by putting a star over here. I'm making it a comment. Now, the class program is this, right? So what happens here? The class program is getting closed. My class is student class, has some data members like name, physics, chemistry, bio, total, average with a proper data type. I have three functions. One is accept for accepting a value, calculate for calculating the total average, display for displaying the result. Right? Once I write this program, I compile this program. I compiled the program. See, compiled, no syntax error. Means my program is perfect. My program is perfect. What is my program? What is my class name? What is my
Student
class?
class.
Student class. I had named it as student class.
Sir, I have one doubt.
Hmm.
So at the function display, you have written void display, but doesn't it give a return?
Why I return? So there is no return statement. Return statement is not there in it.
Oh, okay, sir. Okay.
Okay.
I misunderstood
Yeah,
print statement for return statement.
I can print, but it cannot return back something to the caller. As I said, a lot of things are there. Actually speaking, I don't teach the first chapter in my school because you can understand the concept of class and object in the beginning. I just start with the looking simple programs. If the loop, all those things are finished, then in later, in 10th standard, I will teach the class and object inheritance and encapsulation. I don't teach only. Even when I was learning, when I saw these lines, I got confused. I thought I can't understand this Java. I closed the book for 6 months. That's the reason I don't want that to happen to you. I'm writing this program and I'm explaining to you. Now, here, this program, once I compile, it says no error. Means my class program is ready. My class name is student class. It has so many data members, around 4 plus 2, 6 data members are there. And there are 3 functions. Each are very much specific, except for accepting, calculating, displaying the answer. This is a my program. Once I compile, I close this program. My program is here, my class is here, my class is here. But how to see it is correct or not, the program is right or not? Usually what you do in your class, you right click on it. You used to get a main function here, no? You used to get a public static void main here, right? But see, I am not
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
public static void main here. I am not getting it because I have not written only. Though I written, I commented it, so it is not there in my program. So what I must do is I must create an object for the class first. I need to create an object for the class. How to create an object? You can click on new student class. Click on this. When you click on this, see, you get a box. You can even create an object here. For example, I want to create an object, namely Chris, right? I'll make it as Chris. First object I am clicking. I said okay. Once I say okay, you can see here a red box has come. Means an object is created. This is my Chris object. He is my first student. In this order, if this is there first, then we. Now, once again, I right click on it. Once again, I click new student. Now I create Veer. Veer. Now I am creating Veer. See, second object. Right? Actually, in my class now, how many students are there? 2 students are there, right? Chris and Veer. Yes.
Yes, sir.
See, my class, my computer class is my class. I'm the teacher over here. My job, my function is to teach computers to you. In my class, I can't simply sit and talk or teach them on the walls. The students are there, I'm teaching them. Since one student is there, also I teach. If 100 are there, then also I teach. Only thing is number of students will increase maybe. Number of students here will be more or less. But my job is to teach. My class is computer class, I'm teaching. Now you can make out that we have 2 objects. This is known as object. From where object I created? From the class I created an object. Am I right? I have a class. Class given a general structure. What and all should be there for the that object belonging to that. Means that if I create an object for this class, it will have 6 data members. One is name, 3 subject marks, 1 total and average mark, and we have 3 specific functions for it. Each function has its own duty. Now what I did, I compiled it. Means my class is perfect. My class won't have any problem. Now to see how it works out, I should create at least one object. I create 2 objects. Right? I create 2 objects. Now to see, when I create an object like this, Chris has a separate memory, the variable whatever I declared there, no name, his, physics, chemistry, bio, TOT and average. Separate memory is created for all these variables, for Chris separately and Veer separately, because they are 2 different objects. These data members are separate for both of them. Are you understanding it? The data members, whatever I declared, they are separate for both of you. It is not the same for both of you.
Yes, sir. Understood, sir.
Understood. Now, for example, see, I'm clicking on Chris. I right click. See, I can't see it. Now you can see all these functions are available to me. When I click here, functions are not available to me here. Only the object is there. Then I can call the function. That is the reason your scanner, we get an object namely OB there, SC there. So when the SC object is there, there are so many functions in the scanner class, I can call them. Similarly, here, when I right click on it, see, the functions are available to me here. Let me show you. I call calculate function. See, nothing will happen. When I call display function, nothing will happen. 0, 0, 0, null has come. Because now I have not entered anything to him. right? Because nothing is there. Actually,
Yes, sir.
first what I must do, I must call accept function first. See, when I call accept function, what are the first line? Enter the name of the student, this message, right? Now I enter Chris. See, I'm writing Chris, Krishendu, right? Krishendu.
Yes, sir.
Just make it spelling mistake, okay, fine. Krishendu. See, enter. Then enter physics, chemistry, biology, maths student. Yes. Now I will enter. For example, out of 80, assume 78 in physics, 80 in chemistry, 80 in biology. See, I enter the marks. See, no, nothing is coming here. Why? Why nothing is coming?
Sir, because
So because there's no main
we
method
are
in.
accept function. So we are on the accept function.
Yes, we had accept function. In that function, only these three lines are there. Or these six lines are there for accepting it. Now I accepted. I'm closing it. Now you see, I call display function. See, still, only name has changed. Marks has come. Total average has not calculated. Why?
So because we have not used the calculate.
So we didn't use calculate, sir.
Right? I didn't call calculate function. I directly called display function. As a result, total and average is not there with me. Now, I can't calculate. When I click on calculate, I can't see anything happening there. But still, let us see whether it happened or not. When I click on display function now, see, total and average has come. Total and average has come. See, that is the reason how a class is written, how the functions are written, and in which order you need to call the function. How can you call the function? Then in which order you have to call the function? I think this much concept is clear in your mind now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Example, now you see, I click on wheel. I call display function for wheel. See, wheel, nothing is there now. See, same variable name, physics, chemistry, bio, all name, everything same. But he is a different object. His marks are this as of now. Right? So, see, this is not the same mark. He is a different functions are same for everyone. But data members are not same. Now I click, I call accept. Then I write, see, Veer Bhare, I'll write. Name I enter. Enter physics, chemistry, bio. Same thing. I enter 80, 80, 78. Right? When I entered it like this, see, output window is there. I close output window. Same thing now. If I click calculate function, calculation is done. When I click display function, yes, you can see now his marks are displayed to me. See, 80, 80, 78. His biology marks is 78. Whereas his physics marks was 78. Right? And the same function, right? Function is same, right?
Yes, sir.
But values are different.
Yes.
Right? Why it is? Because for each of us. Values are different for each of us. So functions, those functions are same. Objects are different. Since the objects are different, data members are separate for each object. Whereas functions are common. When I call a function, which object I'm referring, that object reference is taken and their variables values are displayed to me. This is a basic concept of an object, function, data member are mainly the concept of a class.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, I didn't understand what is the reason the system didn't calculate the function, sir.
Then,
The system didn't calculate the function because we have the function and we have written the correct program, so it should calculate, now, sir, and we have given the values as well.
say you are in the school, you are joined the school. If you don't go to that class, period is there. If you don't go and ask the teacher, will they help you?
No, sir.
Yeah, let's say this is you don't call the function, you will do the do it. There may be 100
Okay.
like this in the program.
Yes, sir.
If you call it S. See, for example, you come to me, I'm helping you. Otherwise, can I help you out?
No, sir.
Right? We are I'm helping. Whoever is coming, I'm helping.
Yes, sir.
Teacher, sir, you are a teacher, sir. Why you did teachers means what? What can I do? I say, I smile at them. That's all. You have to call, then only they will correspond to you. If you don't call and expect them to call, how will it possible? Right?
No, sir, but the values were given, no, sir. So, like, it will not show. Oh, understood. Okay. I understood, sir. I understood. I had some doubt. We didn't give the print function, so it will not print.
It is different. Print is different. You didn't call that calculate function, it cannot able to.
Yeah. Yes, sir. I understood, sir.
See, see, what I'm explaining now is generally how things work out in our day-to-day life, right? How things
Yes, sir.
day-to-day life, the same thing is done in the object-oriented programming. That is the reason Java is popular.
Yes, sir.
You're getting it? Why Java has become popular, or any other programming people are using it? Because it reflects the day-to-day life of us. See, that's what I said. It's a class. This is an object. I can create any number of objects over here. Object is different than the class. Class is a general structure. A student means this thing should be there for him. It is a general idea. But these are the existing entities. For example,
Yes, sir.
we are human beings. We are all human beings, right?
Yes, sir.
They mentioned human beings. It is we are a Homo sapiens. Yes, we know Homo sapiens is what and all his properties, what he must have, how he will be. Everything is explained in the Homo sapiens picture. Unless someone is there in the Homo sapien, if this exists, then it's very easy to show, hey, this is a human being. For example, Chris, me, you, all are human beings. If I show it others, human being will like this, easy to explain. We are an object of the human being class. Are you getting it?
Yes, sir. Getting it.
Human being, no? As a human being, there is nothing. But human being is a class. It gives an idea of what are the properties a human being should have. We are an object of the human being's class. Are you getting it? So class gives general idea.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So we are different. The objects are.
Whereas these are the instance of it. It can any number of instances can exist now. See, we say no Savasa Pro, Bharatvasyam. So many people are there. They're all human beings. They're all object of human beings. But not that all are same. Are the same? No. Each one is unique, right? Our fingerprint is unique. That's the reason we have a PAN. This one no, other number, other card. Each object is unique. Our eyes is different. Sound, everything is different. Though we are all belong to the same thing, we are different. We are all object of this country, right? We have all the facilities of this country. We can access all the facilities of this country because we are the object of this country. If you are not belong to this country, no, you are not supposed to use the facilities over here. The general concept of what is a class and what is an object. And what are the data members? If you observe here, see, this is known as the data members here. These are the data members. These are the variables what I declare here. They are known as data members. And the functions what I write here, they are known as member functions. They are known as a member function. See, I accept the value in this function. I accept the value in this function, but I can use those values in this function because both of them belong to the same class, and these data members also belong to the same class. And whatever the calculation is done over here, I can use in this function, right? Not like what you wrote in the school program, everything in one program, no one main. No, this function accepted, this function calculated, this function displayed. Data members are common for here. Anybody can able to access, but condition is object should exist. Object should exist. If object does not exist, no meaning for this. There is no meaning. For example, I have a school. I have everything in the school, infrastructure, everything is there. Now, school building, you see, any use in the school? No use. Students are not there to make use of it. right? Students are not there to make it work. So objects are not there in the school. That is the concept of objects. Otherwise, around 5,000-6,000 students are in the school. Means 6,000 objects are there in your school. There is a general concept of what is a class, what is an object, what is the function, what are the data members.
Yes, sir.